We landed at 5 o'clock in the morning and got to our hotel around 6:30. And so, of course, we can't check in or check in early, pay to check in early because the hotel's full. So we're just walking around and we stumble across all these older people. I guess it's like their morning exercise. They're dancing and like it looks like some bachata or like some salsa, and they're doing like meditation. And now at this statue of Lee Tai To, who is was like the ruler of the Lee dynasty, and they have a huge bronze statue of him, and like it's very gorgeous. And we're gonna walk over to there's like a little river on the other side too. So we decided to cross at the light, and the light was green for us and red for them, and they just all ran the red light.
So we got coffee and tea and yogurt, and the bill was $75,000, and I tipped $100,000. So that's just me not knowing the money and not thinking too hard. So learn from me.
We just left Hoi Lo prison.
Christina got the audio version of it. I just kind of read things. So basically, political prisoners were held there, and it was also like for prisoners of war. The French had basically taken over, right? And anybody who spoke out against the French were captured. Yeah, there were stories of escapees. There were stories of the horrible conditions, people giving birth in the prison, and the very small quarters, the horrible conditions, all of that.
And it could be a downer. I don't want to say it, but it can be like something you may not want to see because it's not happy, uplifting, and beautiful. But I still recommend that you go. We'll put a few clips in, but like we're not going to be able to tell the whole story because we really were focused on just being there and experiencing it and really learning. Like for me, I feel like I didn't learn any of this in school, and it's sad and disappointing.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend you go. So at this local place, it's like to me like tapas. Let me see the menu, Sean. So you see there's like little different things. So we get a bunch of different things.
Hanoi beer.
Oh. I just got a Sprite, boring.
It's like Budweiser.
Oh. 2, 1, 2.
Come on.
Thoughts. Is it hot? Is it really hot? Okay. How is it?
I don't know what that was.
Which one was it?
I think that was a salty donut.
I'm gonna go with. Oh, okay. I think I know what this is. I think this is a pho wrap. So like, instead of pho in a bowl, pho in a wrap. It's fucking delicious. Oh my god. Did you know you get soupless pho? It's so good. Okay. We're gonna dig in, y'all. I think this is the lamb. I might have pork. Verdict?
I would do the salty donut.
Did you get that one?
Yeah.
What?
I got number 3.
Which one was that? I think the salty was right here.
3 or 7.
I think 3 was right there, the little smaller ones.
Yeah, so I would get number 7.
Okay.
And it's all really cheap. I mean, this is gonna add up.
We'll let them know. Well, when we pay for it. Is it on the back? So come to. Can we put a Google link in the description box? Or like a pin? I don't know. Whatever. We'll put the location. By the way, that meal was 146,000 dong, which was about $8 US. So we're going back to the hotel. We do have a food tour later, but look at this. I think it's left over from the French's influence because that's the only thing that would make sense, right? It's a cathedral.
Good morning. It is day 2 in Vietnam, our second full day. Yesterday was just wonderful. We did, as you see, we did a food tour of Hanoi on motorbikes, and we've never done a food tour on motorbikes before. Usually it's just like a traditional walking food tour, and I would honestly say it's probably the best food tours we've ever done. The drivers were really safe. It was all women drivers, and they were really safe. They really knew what they were doing. After the initial apprehension and fear over being on a motorbike in Hanoi traffic, it was great. Like, I was able to free one of my hands, be comfortable enough to free one of my hands and get some footage. I'm pretty sure we got enough footage to do a separate video on just the food tour, so be on the lookout for that. It probably should already be up because we tend to do those first before we do a general vlog. The food was delicious. The fact that in the US I've only had soup pho, and we had deep fried pho, we had pho rolls, but the deep fried pho was so good. And bun cha, delicious. I've never heard of that. It's one of the reasons, I love doing food tours. Sean loved it too. He was scared about riding on the motorbike, but he got over it too, so it was a really great experience. Do it if you come to Hanoi, Vietnam, and they may be in other cities as well, but we'll put their website in the description. So what we're doing today is I'm gonna go to a cafe, get some coffee, and the coffee here is delicious too. Get some coffee and some breakfast. Then go to, I'm not sure if it's a temple or what exactly it is, but it's on the lake. Go there. Then go and check out Ho Chi Minh Masoleum. There's some rules, interesting ones, like you can't put your hands in your pocket, which I'm not sure why. We should Google. We're gonna Google and find out why, what the significance of that is. And hopefully after that, there's a stationery store I want to hit up. Then come back, relax for a little bit. I also saw a Uniqlo, and we just want to check it out to see the prices and see what that's like. And then there's a literature museum, which I'm very excited about. We heard a woman on our food tour yesterday said she went, it was really good. And so there, and then hit up a bookstore, and then hopefully go to a water puppet show. And that's going to be our second and last full day in Hanoi, because tomorrow we'll be leaving Hanoi for a little day trip. We will see y'all at the cafe.
You want the egg coffee?
Yeah.
You want a small and a large? This means that you want one shot coffee or two shots?
Small.
And then I'll have the iced Vietnamese coffee. Yeah, a large. I got an iced coffee, croissant, and Sean got the egg coffee that I had yesterday.
It's really sweet.
How's the egg part though?
It's good.
I think this one's less eggy than the one I had yesterday.
It was very thin layer.
What's he writing?
It's taste.
Wait, he put to me? He's writing I love you on a rainbow heart. Serious. Let me see it turn around. Let me see.
That's funny.
Where are you gonna put it?
Put it on the chair, I think. Alright. It's gonna be really hard to read because it's half and half. Just ILO. So, Siri.
I wrote, traveling to new places and trying new things brings me unexplainable joy. Brings me so much joy. Like yesterday when we tried the bullet of the eggs. I'm gonna put mine. Wait. See?
Vietnam will come back.
Between all of this chaos and difficulties, you are my peace. I like that. It says to my partner, I'm grateful for discovering the world with you. I love you. It's kind of like the premise for roaming the world with you. Isn't it perfect? We should write one. Sean's trying to draw our logo. Use a coin for the earth, for the circle. Focus. Focus. Show me artwork. Working hard. You shaded it in? What you did?
Da-da-da. Let's see if I can get the comparison image. But you can sort of see.
Okay, Sean. Not bad.
It looks like we covered somebody else's up, but it was blank. New York, Christina.
You have to represent. This is Ho Chi Minh Lake, and we're walking to that. You can't see it, but there's this really pretty temple over there. And look at this lake, yo. It's murky, but it's still really gorgeous. Like it's gorgeous. I think it's gorgeous at least. So the lake is also called Sword Lake, and there's this tale about a king and a sword, and I can't tell it right, so I'm not going to, but Google it. So according to the tale, a long time ago, Lý Loy is the king of Vietnam. And one time when he visited his friend, he came across a shining bar that his friend caught in an attempt of fishing. And so the king asked for the bar and brought it to his home before turning it into the sword that had two words on it, Duin Den, which means harmonious with heaven. And so he believed that the heaven sent sword, and he used it in battle against a Ming army, and he gained victory. And so there's more to the tale, but that's just the beginning. And so the lake is also has a not only like special in her history, but also it has some characteristics that you don't find anywhere else in Vietnam. So the water of the lake has different colors depending on the reflection of the sky. It could be green, dark, or light. And it's also the home of tortoises. And so if we're lucky, we may get a chance to see a tortoise come out the water and take a sun bath. It's koi fish. They're so pretty. We crossed the bridge, the red bridge, and now we're at Nok Sun Temple, which is Temple of Jade Mountain. It's just amazing when you find these like moments of peace in the middle of a very chaotic city. What do you think it means?
War.
That's it?
I think it means everybody will fight in the war. What do you think it means?
Liberation. It smells sacrifice.
Being prepared to die for your country. Patriotism. This is the Ho Chi Minh Masoleum, and is the final resting place of Ho Chi Minh, who was the president of Vietnam. Security is very strict here, so we couldn't bring in the GoPro, we couldn't bring in the selfie stick, we almost couldn't bring in the gimbal, we promised not to use it. So Christina's holding it with her hands right now. And we saw a guy try to bring in a knife.
It wasn't a knife.
Yeah, well,
It was
like a switchblade or
a Swiss Army knife.
Right. And
A flashlight.
and then a guy got his flashlight taken. They took lighters. They took matches. They took everything. So this is a very secure area. So we're here, and it's very beautiful, very open space. So you see everybody around us is filming also, so I think we're okay. Somebody just tried to cross the line and they got whistled at. So yeah, we're not allowed to go inside. We're just allowed to hang out here. So we're gonna walk around and see if there's anything else interesting over here.
All right, so we just got to the Temple of Literature, and we're going to take you with us because because there's lessons for the students who attend here. And so right now we're in the courtyard called the Entrance to the Way. And the first lesson for students is to learn how to behave respectfully. Acquiring knowledge comes later. And the final goal is to become virtuous and talented. So this, again, is the entrance of the way. This is the Great Middle Gate. But this is the second courtyard, known as the Great Central Courtyard or the Courtyard of Great Success. It's about symbolizing the beauty of knowledge and culture, and it's recognized as the icon of Hanoi, Vietnam's 1,000-year-old capital and its culture. Oh, that's so pretty.
Okay, so construction of the stone's delay in this third courtyard began in 1484 under King Tan Tong. They are valuable historical research for the study of philosophy, history, culture, education, society, and sculpture in Vietnam. Basically, they were being protected during the war in Vietnam, and then in 1994, there must have been some damage to them because they were rebuilt with the help of the American Express Company. That's very interesting. So I'm not even sure if these are all originals or if like some of them were just like recreations. But that's a gist of what I got. So basically, this area is called the Well of Heavenly Brilliance. There are 2 rows of stelae on both sides, and they're made out of stone, and the bottom of them is shaped like tortoises, representing permanence. There were these examinations that they did that basically were very strict, and only 1,304 candidates were successful. And there are only 82 examinations for over a period of 300 years. So anyway, there's 3 categories of people that could not.
Men, to be clear. Only men can take the test.
3 categories of men that were not allowed to attend the examinations. And there were criminals, musicians, and singers. And those in mourning. That's kind of interesting because it's like, why musicians and singers? Like, that's very strange. Along with criminals.
Confucius is like familiar. Confucius and Confucianism. I don't know much about it.
Confucius, he's just a man of wisdom. He was a great thinker and educator of ancient China, and one of the founders of Confucianism.
Yeah, but what is Confucian? So Confucian thought and combining the openness of Buddhism and Taoism, the Lai dynasty sought to decimate all thought that would organize and stabilize the country. That's the Temple of Literature, which actually ended up being Vietnam's first university or first college, known as the Imperial Academy. See what the price is giving us. Men, 3. Yeah, so give him the other ones.
So that was the water puppet show, and water puppet shows in Vietnam are actually culturally significant because after a rainstorm, they would often put on these water puppet shows. So that's it for today's video. We'll see you in the video next week. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.